Am I the asshole? For laughing at how my friend used her inheritance? I decided to post this with the help of my husband, who is unsure if my behavior was over the line. Here's what he thought was important for the sake of the story. My friend of about 17 years, Delilah, 37F, had a very problematic childhood. She barely went to school because her only parent was addicted to substances, among many other problems. I don't know how she slipped through the system for so long, but she was pretty much a lost cause by high school because of how little discipline she had. At 23, her dad died, and due to the matter of death, Delilah won a somewhat large sum of money. Once she got that money, Delilah chose to go to a community college. I guess she learned to love learning and had so many interests she never knew about that she went to several schools in most of her 20s and came out with several degrees. So my view, I've held my tongue on her wasting so much money on school. I guess if it was my money, I'd want to save it or explore, then get a degree, not go head first. She has 6 degrees, and to me it's just silly. The real kicker is my husband is an engineer and makes more than she does, despite all her side jobs and projects. Well, we were visiting her and she mentioned how she wanted to study history and maybe take a class or two online for the fun of it. I laughed and asked if any of her inheritance was still even left. She said that shouldn't be my concern. I admitted it was ridiculous. She could have just bought a nice house with that money, instead of blowing it on degrees that she doesn't even use. She told me all her degrees served a purpose. She loves what she does now and loves learning because she was deprived of it as a child. She told me she wasn't going to defend herself to someone who did not grow in a similar situation. My husband told her to calm down. After is now awkward, and I'm not sure if I need to apology or not. Am I the asshole? You're the asshole. I guess if it was my money. It's not. To me it's just silly. Who cares? She loves what she does now and loves learning because she was deprived of it as a child. Fucking A. Get off her jock. You're the asshole. Like she said, how she spends her money is none of your concern. Feel how you want, but keep it to yourself. Also, why feel a need to point out that your husband makes more money than her? Does that matter? You're the asshole. She was put in a fortunate financial position to do what she wanted to do and enjoy herself. Her finances are not your concern. You're the asshole. Maybe her end goal is learning, not making money. Money is not the end all, be all. Anyway, it's her inheritance, her choice, and you were unkind in your judgment. I applaud her for using her money to do what makes her happy. I bet she sleeps good at night not caring what anyone thinks about her. We're never too old to learn from others. She's happy, so be happy for her. So you think it's funny that your friend, who never had a decent education due to the fact her dad was a druggie, kept her out of school, was murdered, she gets a settlement and spends it on education? Side-splitting hilarious. Are you disappointed she didn't spend it on drugs? You're the asshole. Yeah, you're the asshole, and so is your husband. You are birds of a feather, I guess. You're the asshole. What the hell is wrong with you? Your husband told her to calm down. You're the asshole, and so is he. A real friend wouldn't have laughed at her or called her degrees useless. A real friend might have gently suggested that there were other uses for the money, but a real friend would also have heard her atypical but very reasonable explanation. Lucy sounds like she's done pretty well out of a horrible situation. You sound petty and insecure. You should apologize to her. You're the asshole, and an ignorantly judgmental one at that. First, she didn't win money. She inherited it. Second, third, she may have inherited enough to never have to work again. Regardless, her finances are none of your business. Finally, who are you to laugh at anyone, least of all anyone joyfully improving their life at the harm of no one? I hope this is a troll post. You're really the friend with the inheritance, right? So my view, I've held my tongue on her wasting so much money on school. Good. It has nothing to do with you. Held your tongue. Wow. The real kicker is my husband is an engineer and makes more than she does. Okay? No one cares. My husband told her to calm down. Sounds like he told the wrong person. You're the asshole. I come from a long line of people who encountered large sums of money and ended up with nothing to show for it. The fact that your friend was grounded enough to use that money and obtain a fruitful education that fulfilled her emotionally is very commendable, and I would be proud if that were my friend or family member. The fact that you decide to shit on it shows how small and jealous of a person you actually are. You're the asshole. Info: you mentioned your husband's job, but I'm curious about your personal education and your earning level today. Obviously, when you met, you were more educated than your friend. You're the asshole. When I read the title, I assumed she spent it on meth or getting monkeys to reenact the Civil War. But college? That was brilliant. You're the asshole. Learning can be a pursuit just like being an artist, photography, travel, whatever. She's right that it is absolutely none of your business whatsoever how her inheritance has been spent. It isn't any of your business. She didn't party it away. She likes learning. You were wrong for laughing. She isn't hurting anyone. You're the asshole. You're the asshole. I'm not sure why anyone would want to be friends with you anyways. I'm more worried about why you can't recognize that you're the asshole. You're the asshole and you need to apologize. Some people love learning and it's none of your business how she spends her money. If she's using her money in a way that's bringing her happiness, it's not wasted. You're the asshole. You're the asshole. A man walks out of the desert, barely alive. A car passing by stops and gives him a sip of water from a warm, half-empty bottle in the back seat. It's the best thing he's ever had. He wanted water so bad for so long and now he had it. For the rest of his days nothing brought him more joy than not just drinking water but savoring it. Exploring brands from different countries. Different filtering processes. Every sip reminded him of the days he went without. Your friend is filling a void from her childhood and savoring the experience. Lifelong learning is bringing her joy and enrichment. Stop hating on her water. You're the asshole, for no other reason than how she spends her money, is nothing to do with you. You may choose to buy a house, she chose to educate herself. You should have carried on biting your tongue. Maybe take a few classes yourself on being a better friend. You're the asshole. What an appalling way to treat and even think about someone you consider a friend. You're the asshole. So your buried response to a comment that your friend was put in a fortunate financial position and her finances are not your business is to say, the fortunate financial position made me. Dad was murdered, so I don't know if fortunate is the best term. Yeah, you are not really asking if you are TA, you know you are, and you're proud of it. AITA and husband too. You're the asshole. For someone you call a friend, the way you describe her in the post is not how I would talk about my friends. You don't sound like you like her at all. All of your words are condescending and disdainful. She did not ask your opinion of her inheritance. It's not your money. That's an inside thought that doesn't need to be voiced. You should apologize for crossing the line and being hurtful if you want to keep your friend. Info: you mention your husband and his studies. What did you study and how much are you earning? You're the asshole. You definitely need to apologize. What do you do? She is doing what makes her happy and what enriches her life. You're the asshole. Unless she is struggling and asking for advice, assistance, or help, you have no right to judge how she or anyone spends their money. Who cares that she makes less than your husband? Who cares how she uses her degrees? She says she is happy, and loves what she's doing, and your response is to insult her? Very sad.